cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here on this February 23rd, 2026, live stream number 228. Thanks for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate you being here, and I hope that you are doing well. If you're new to this live stream, if you're new to the channel, well, what we do here is talk about mostly about tractors and tractor attachments, DIY projects, generally life in the country lifestyle. If it is your first time here on a live stream, please say hi in the comments so that we can welcome you most appropriately to the Monday Night MCG family. And let me know how you found the channel. Was it on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, or all of the above? I do this pretty much every Monday evening from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and for 1 hour and 1 hour only, lest we run over like we did last week. But we had like 6 people on here last week, so that was a lot of fun. Tonight, though, it's just me and you, and we're going to talk about the blizzard of 96. We're going to talk about the farm machinery auction that I went to on Saturday, and I'm going to answer your questions about the channel. So if you have a question, type it in the live chat like this with the word question followed by the question, and I'll try and pick it out if I can. And then later, before we wrap up, we'll do the old sticker giveaway. So stay tuned for that. And while you're here, if you click that thumbs up button, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, because we're streaming live simultaneously to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So you can watch it from either one. You can watch it from both. You can hit the thumbs up on both. However it works for you, that'd be great. That would be great. We'll check out the comments here in just a moment. Otherwise, updates. Yes, we had a big snowstorm last night, which did not seem, I don't want to say it was unexpected, but it sure didn't feel like it was coming. We're all like, are they sure it's going to snow because it's warm? It didn't feel like it at all, and it hit us overnight. So we'll talk about that, see how you're doing where you are. Otherwise, what else? I made a pretty major life change the other day. Pretty big deal. I fought it for years and years, and last week I increased the font size on my phone. I gave in and made the words bigger. But not every app works that way. I mainly did it because I respond to comments mostly on my phone, the YouTube comments, and they're very little, and they're a little blurry. Now, I could put on reading glasses. I have some. Where are they? That's the problem. I don't know. They're around. I don't like having more devices on me than I need to. I carry my phone because it's rugged enough, but I don't want to carry glasses around with me because I don't want to wear them all the time. I don't like wearing them because I'm not used to it. I don't want to carry them around because then they could break or whatever. It's just a device that I don't want to have to depend on. So I go without. I do have glasses in the truck for driving at night, and then but the nearsighted thing, like what's happening is these words on the phone for these comments are really tiny, and it's like I can't. It's not clear. It's clear when it's out here. See, what's that? Just a couple of feet away. It's not bad. I know some people have it really bad. I'm pretty lucky. It's pretty clear 18 inches away or so, but everything's small. So now it's like it's either blurry or it's too far away. I know. That's terrible, right? The things I have to deal with. I remember when I went to the eye doctor years ago, and I wore contacts ever since I was out of high school. I wore contacts, and they were fine for 20 years, but they started to really irritate my eyes. So about, I don't know, almost 10 years ago, I stopped wearing them. Or actually, I went, my Yeah, I stopped wearing them completely. And I remember one time going to the eye doctor, and I was complaining a little bit about my vision. And she said, wait till your nearsightedness goes bad. And I said, well, maybe that won't happen to me. And she laughed at me. She actually laughed out loud when I said, maybe that won't happen to me. She was right. It happened. Anyway, it's happening. It's not terrible, but I'm noticing it. And I'm almost 58 years old, so I guess I'm pretty lucky that I've had it this long. But I just want perfect vision. That's all. That's all I want to ask for. Anyway, yeah, and for a while when it started to go bad, the eye doctor, different eye doctor, imagine that. No, I liked her, but I just happened to have a different eye doctor. They recommended taking out one of my contact lenses. So my left eye was for distance, my right eye was for reading. And you think that sounds terrible, right? Like it's going to give you headaches. They recommended it, and your brain adapts, and it worked pretty well. But now, now it's all changing again. I know I'm preaching to the choir, right? I mean, when you go anywhere, look around. Like, how many people have glasses? Like 90% probably. Like it's a flaw in the human development, I think. I think it's our weakest link, I suppose, right? So, or maybe we were designed to not live this long. Maybe our vision was appropriate for how long we would have lived, but with medicine and technology and science, we're living beyond perhaps what we were designed for. I don't know. That's a whole nother deep conversation that we could get into. Not we, you with your friends somewhere else, because that's not. I like deep conversations, but I don't want to get in there. At this point with that kind of stuff, because we're talking about tractors and attachments and outdoor stuff, all that good stuff. So let's see who's here tonight. Of course, our friend Hunter, first one here. Hello, Hunter. I hope that you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well. Our friend Ross on the land from Canada land. And Kyle, good to see you. Kent, Hope Construction, good to see you. And David, another Canadian friend, RCAF Polar Express. So, and Kent, thinking about you all the time, and I do hope that you're doing well as well. David, good to see you. Different David. Another David. Bob. Joseph. Tap that Sugar Shack. Yeah, so good to see you all. Really is. These comments came in before we even started tonight, so I better scroll through and get caught up a little bit. Yes, still have power. That was again, I could handle it. I could deal with it. My biggest concern, though, was losing power. It's okay if I lose power. Everything's going to be fine. The wood stove's cranking. We'd have heat. I'd have to go through the trouble to hook up the generator and all that, and it's just a hassle, but it's really nothing to complain about. But that was my big concern. I just didn't want to lose power just because it's an inconvenience. The lights flickered last night a couple of times, and I thought, uh-oh, here it comes, and we didn't lose power. And then this blizzard, that hit. I don't even know if it's called a blizzard. They were saying it was a blizzard warning, but I don't know that it ever turned into a blizzard. It turned into a big snowstorm. We had about a foot, maybe 14 inches of snow, but we never had the windy blizzard conditions. And the snow it fell, I think, pretty gently. And then the app this morning said that we had high winds coming in between 12 and 4 p.m. That never happened. So I'm happy for that, because there were a lot of trees down. We had one tree got completely uprooted by the road, landed on top of the telephone lines. You'll see that in the next video. And then there were just other trees and limbs down. And then you look at the local town Facebook page, and people are posting trees down all over the place. So that's the biggest danger with losing power, is that the trees are going to fall on the wires and knock out the wires. So I think we really lucked out with that. Now, it could happen at any moment. It could happen right now. How funny would that be if it happened right now? Wouldn't that be awesome? Not really. Anyway, didn't lose power through that. And I got to stop talking about this because we're going to lose power, but we have not lost power for probably the last year. We've been very fortunate. I had to run the generator once since we've been here, in a couple of years. So it's nice that it's been pretty reliable. So just answered your question. Snow total so far for here. Like I said, we measured like 12 to 14 inches, and the weather app said, when I looked at the app this morning, it said amount of snowfall the last 24 hours was 13 inches. So that seems right on. They were saying between 10 and 20. Nailed it. But it was not a bad snow. That other snow was awful. Well, I mean, remember the carport? Remember what happened? Remember that? Yeah, that other snow was awful. Wasn't as deep as this, but it was like 8 inches of heavy snow, followed by sleet and freezing rain. This was, it wasn't like a light fluffy snow because it wasn't cold enough for that. It was like the perfect, you know what this was? It was the perfect snowman or snowball snow, where it was not super dense, but it packed really nicely. So it was perfect for snowballs and for building snowmen, snowmans, snow people. Anyway, perfect snow for that. We're above freezing all week long. Maybe at night it's going to dip below freezing, but the days are above freezing. I plowed the driveway today. It was a total mess underneath the snow because we've had all this mud. Of course, that didn't go away with the snow on top. So total mess underneath, but I got it cleared, and it's melting. I think as we speak, it's melting. The solar panels, they had a foot of snow on them, and I thought, I'm not going to be able to rake these off like I did last time because it's just too much. You know, if you rake it down, it's just going to make a big pile, and I can't get to it. And then by the time I was done plowing the driveway, half the solar panels were already clear because that snow was sliding off. And then if we get some sun tomorrow or next couple of days, everything's fine. Everything's going to be just fine. I promise you that. The trouble with the last one was that we had that excessive cold, and it just turned everything to ice. It stayed for weeks. It burst water lines, as you saw. I was totally unprepared for that kind of freezing temperature because we have not had that for years, and I got comfortable thinking, well, I don't have to worry about frozen pipes. Had a pipe burst in the laundry room, had a pipe burst in the barn. Anyway. Tom, thanks for being here. I see you can't stick around, but thanks for stopping in. You can always watch the replay. That's for sure. The older question about the farm auction that I went to on Saturday, we're going to go back and forth between farm auction and Blizzard, because why not? Those are the two major events that happened in my life over the past couple of days, other than changing the font size on my phone. There were about 4 or 5 of the old Ford tractors, the 8N, I think there was a 9N, a Ferguson. I didn't record them all because it's just, I didn't think you'd be interested in that and seeing every one of those go. Maybe you would have been, but they were going anywhere from, I think the non-running one brought 500, and then the others bought like 800. I don't know that any of them brought over $1,000. And I had a Ford 9N that I bought in the early 1990s, so we're talking 30 years ago, and I believe I paid $1,500 for it 30 years ago. So what's the equivalent of that today? They're actually worth, they were worth more then. So let's try this. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, what's the equivalent of $1,500 in 1990 in 2026?
Would you like me to use ChatGPT to answer that?
Sure, if you think ChatGPT is smarter than you are, go for it.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry. Okay. Hey Siri, ask ChatGPT to convert $1,500 in 1990 to $2026.
Adjusting for inflation, $1,500 in 1990 is approximately equivalent to $3,719.84 in 2026, reflecting a cumulative inflation rate of about 147.99% over this period.
Interesting. So, that was a lot of money in 1990-ish. So, did that answer your question? All right, let's carry on here. So, fish and stuff. You want to send an idea? You can email me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. That's always the best way to get a hold of me. So if you need me, contact mcgtv@gmail.com. I will try and get to your email as I can. As you know, emails come in constantly, and they get lost and buried sometimes. Apologies for that, but that's what happens. Jeffrey, good to see you. And oh, thank you, Chris. Chris is always right there. Chris, our moderator extraordinaire, answering the question for me, sharing my email address. Chris, you're awesome. I must say. All right. Carrying on with comments. Your comments are coming in very fast. We have a lot of people watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you're new, please say hi in the live chat and say, hey, my first time on the live stream, and I found your channel on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or I found your channel through somebody else, or maybe you're here because last year we had a bunch of folks who went to the Farm Machinery Show, and they might have brought you along with them. And if that's the case, thank you. Thank them. I appreciate it. Linda, you're not late. Nothing to be late for, that's for sure. Yeah, I know. I've got to get the golf cart. Ann keeps looking at it. She's like, my golf cart, she said, I think my golf cart is bending more. I know, but now there's a foot of snow on top of the carport. It was all gone. The snow had finally gone away. And now I was just waiting for the mud to drop a little bit. And now it's back to having snow all over it and mud all around. But it's turning. It's turning. I just want the snow gone. I want the mud relatively gone. And I want warmer weather. Is that too much to ask? And I want to be able to read close up. That's all I want in life. It's all I need. But I'll get it. I'm gonna get it soon. Yes, David, the bird is fully hydrated this evening. I almost did not water the bird because it was getting close, and I thought, I've got time to water the bird because somebody's going to point out that the little bird isn't drinking, Clark. So the little drinking bird is back there doing his thing. And it's funny, I've been doing this live stream now. How many years? 3-4 years now? Almost every Monday night for that long? Probably 3 years at least. And I got that bird on a whim because I had one when I was a kid, and it was so cool to find out they still made them. And it's been in the live stream pretty much every time. And if you look up close, it looks nasty because of the scale from the water. Because the way it works is the head has to stay wet. It's like a scientific thing of cooling and heating, and whatever chemical or fluid or liquid is inside. It's a science thing, but yeah, so it still works. One day it won't. One day the little bird will be gone, Clark. So, Oh, nice. Nice weather report there, Pete. 81 degrees in North Tucson. Had to turn on the AC. You poor thing. David, great question. And I don't know the answer to that. I believe there is. Question about the farm auction. Do you pay a buyer's premium? I don't know. I know I've seen that other places. I've seen it online. This one specifically, I don't remember. I didn't buy anything at this auction. It's been a couple years since I bought something. I don't know if I bought something last year or not. So I don't know. I don't know. The auction company is Wolgamuth, Wolgumuth. They do auctions all over the place, mostly I think in the tri-state area of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. But if you look up Wolgamuth, and I bet you Chris is looking it up right now, and he will share the link in the chat. You can look them up. You can find the auctions. They'll probably have all the information in there about if there is a buyer's premium. What that is, if you buy something for whatever, $100, you pay, well, I know there's sales tax. I had to pay sales tax. $100, you have to pay sales tax, and you may have to pay a buyer's premium. They could have like a 10% buyer's premium, meaning you got to pay $110 and then pay sales tax on that. Now that we have the farm and we're officially registered as a farm, I could file for tax exempt status at the auction as long as it's a farm related purchase. So, but for those of you who are not farm assessed or registered, you would have to pay sales tax on everything. Question from Tony Too Tall. Would wood mulch be good for covering a muddy driveway? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's better than mud, but I wouldn't last, I would say. I would say that it would mush down pretty quickly, and it would break down, and I think it would ultimately end up making more mud because that wood mulch would turn to compost in a year, and that compost is going to be mushy. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it would not be good. I would go with stones, crushed concrete, something like that. Now, walking trails, we put wood mulch on the walking trails, and that's fine, but that doesn't get the traffic that a driveway would. That's my answer. But you know what? There are hundreds of people here tonight who can answer you. Maybe they have experience with that. So check the comments. Wow, between Massachusetts and Rhode Island, there are over 300,000 customers without power. I'll tell you, these people that work on the power lines, it's a rough job because they're out there days and nights dealing with fallen trees, and it's a lot. It's a lot. William, again, nobody has to apologize for being late. You're fine. You're fine. We don't take attendance here. You're not graded on timeliness. There's no tardiness. There's no tardy report here. But thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, internet. Now, the videos have been uploading slowly, and I think that is probably some weather related, but also we've got Comcast, Xfinity. I've got the 1 gig service. It's 1 gig download. I don't care. I don't download that much stuff. But the upload stinks. I was getting like 25, 30 gigabytes or gigabits. I don't know what they are. Upload. They throttle you on the upload speed. That's frustrating. I know things like, I think Verizon gives you gigabit up and down, or gigabyte. I'll just say gig. Up and down. But we have no options. You know, I'm lucky to have that, and I'm not complaining. I am complaining, but I'm happy to have it. But I sure would like a faster upload. Hey, Robert from Square Deal Farm in Hamilton. Good to see you. Were you at the farm auction the other day? There you go, James. First time live stream. Let's hear it for James. First time live stream. Good to see you. All right, James. Specifically looking for your snow comments. All right, I hope I've answered your snow comments. Marion County, Tennessee. I don't know where that is, but I was in Hickman County just last week, was it? Yeah, I think it was. Hickman County, and then Dixon. I believe that Nashville is Dixon County. And then I don't know any of the other ones really. But that's what I know. Anyway, yeah, Marion County. I don't know where that is, but welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your comments. Chris, first live stream 5 years ago, February 2nd, 2021. Thank you, Chris, for moderating again. So 5 years ago. Wow. Wow. Been doing this a while, I guess. So Lori got 16.5 inches of snow. Not far from here, so I hope you were able to dig out okay. But honestly, this is the kind of snow, I think even if you didn't touch it, give it a couple days, I think it's going to be gone. Yep. All right, comments about the mulch in the driveway. There's a no. Okay. Starlink, you know what? I almost went with Starlink. It's great for people who don't have access to wired internet. It was not available in this area, so this was a couple of years ago. I signed up for it because I wanted them to see that there was an interest, and then it became available in the area, and then I said no. I got my $100 back, whatever I had to put on it, because I was reading about it, and everything I read, first of all, the numbers were great. Starlink had great download, great upload, better upload than what my Comcast internet has. So I was very tempted. And price-wise, $100 a month, about the same. But everything I read at the time said you're still better off to go with hardwired internet if it's available. I guess, I don't know how reliable Starlink is, but I don't know. Don't know about that. Farm show in Syracuse. That's about 5 to 6 hours from here. So that's fun. I will not be traveling up there though, because, well, that's just a little far from me right now. But that's fun. New York Farm Show. I'm thinking farm auction, farm show. So it's like the farm show I went to in Kentucky. Well, gosh. But that's outdoors. I'll have to look that up. Now that you mention it, I mean, I still can't come. But that's interesting if it's a farm show like the National Farm Machinery Show. Because that's closer. 5 hours is way closer than 12. Even I can do that math. For sure. Siri, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget.
I didn't get...
I mumbled Syracuse, and she thought I said Siri. Because I didn't... She heard that too. She's got very good hearing. Syracuse Farm Show. I just wrote that down, and I will look it up after the show if I remember to look at that piece of paper. Magnify lives in Colorado, and it's been dry and warm all winter. Colorado, I would think of snow at Colorado, but Colorado's a big state, so warm too. Yeah, I would think Colorado would be chilly as well, like outright cold. Okay, so got some comments there. That's good. Let me know if you did watch the auction video. I put out the auction video this morning at 8 a.m. And today I did record doing some snow work here. I'm going to talk like YouTube shop talk here for a minute. I'm going to walk through my problems with you. Because why not? So I put out this video today. I wanted to get it out last night because I went to the auction on Saturday, edited the video on Sunday, but I was tied up, so it took a long time to edit that video. And I got it finished by like 6:30, 7 p.m., but then I had to export it from the computer. Then I had to make a thumbnail. Then I have to upload it, which was taking hours for some reason this time. I guess because of the weather, but so anyway, I got it uploaded, and I thought, well, let me release it then Monday morning. Maybe not the best time to release a video Monday morning. People are going back to work, but I wanted to get it out there. So today, I recorded the snowstorm, and I like my videos to be timely, but I also like to spread them out. So I did edit the video today, and I'm working on getting it exported and uploaded and all, but should I publish it tomorrow morning? Like, that's 2 videos in 2 days, and then I might go 4 or 5 days without a video because who knows what's going to happen in life, you know? So I don't know. Should I? This is shop talk for content creators. Should I publish it tomorrow morning just because I have it ready to go and it's timely, or should I wait and push it out? Maybe do it Wednesday morning so it skips a day. I don't know. Wade, you almost missed it, man. Whew. Good thing you did. We've been taking attendance tonight, Wade. It's a good thing you weren't here because people were getting in trouble for being late. All right, Chris, 2911 Homestead says, push it out. Just put it out there, right? I have found, thank you, Linda, publish. I have found that it doesn't seem like it matters when I publish a video because the algorithm is going to feed the video to the viewer when the viewer logs on to YouTube. That's what I think. If you follow the channel regularly, whether you subscribe or not, and I hope you do, if you follow the channel regularly, whenever you open up your YouTube app, whether it's on your phone or your TV, the algorithm is going to give you suggestions based on your viewing pleasure, your viewing history. So, watching my content, whenever I upload a video, I think it's going to show you that video. So if I publish the video, even if I published it tonight, which I'm not going to do, even if I published it tonight and you don't log on to YouTube until Wednesday night as part of your routine, I think you'll see it then. But I know the whole push is that YouTube likes to see lots of views, and then it gets an idea of whether people like it, and then it pushes it out, and it's all very fascinating and all very frustrating at the same time. But the good thing is, it's kind of good that nobody can figure out YouTube. Like, people say, I cracked the code, I got 100,000 views on every video. You might have cracked the code, or you may be lucky, and you may be good, and people like your content. I think that's the code. I think that's cracking the code, is to make content that people like. I think that's all there is to it. Because if I suck at what I do, you're not going to watch it. So I think my only hope, if I want to get more views, and I do, is to consistently try to improve what I'm putting out with your feedback. So I think that's it. I think it's not like a big mystery. It's mysterious, but I don't think there's an answer to it. And that's probably good, because if there was an answer as to how to crack the code for YouTube and to get lots of subscribers and lots of views, if it was a tangible answer, well, then everybody would do it. And then it wouldn't be so special. So that's kind of the neat thing about it, is that we're all trying to figure it out. So, it's like religion, I don't really go there much here with religion, but it's like, if everybody knew the answer to the heavens and the earth, then there would not be a mystery, there wouldn't be discussion, there wouldn't be questions, there wouldn't be conversations. we would just know the answer. So by not knowing the answer, it causes curiosity and debate and research and, studying. And guess what? You're never going to know. I'm just telling you right now, whatever it is, you're not going to know until maybe when you're not here anymore. And then you can't come back and tell us. Apparently not. Because I've tried that. I've tried that with several family members. Not several, but like my mom. My mom died when I was 24 years old, and I thought, well, surely if she could come back and tell me something, she would. I mean, come on, Mom would do that for me, right? You would do that. You'd come back and tell me something. Funny story. When Elizabeth died last Christmas 25, is that what it was? No, 24. We just wrapped up 25. When Elizabeth died, 5 days before Christmas, don't think I'm a bad person. I bought some lottery tickets. I was going to buy them anyway, but I stuck them on the board. And this was like right around Christmas time. And I stuck them on the board and I said, Elizabeth, here's your chance. Here's your chance, Elizabeth, to send me a message from the heavens. Here's a lottery ticket. And you know what? In true Elizabeth fashion, I think I won $2 on that ticket. So it's like, ha! Little message. Yeah, you won the lottery, all right. $2. You're all thinking, he's so terrible. Well, you know what? I'm a very sentimental and emotional person, but I also can laugh at things in life. Thank you, Joseph, talking about the algorithm. Just keep putting out videos and people will watch when they can. That's what I think. There's a guy that I really like on YouTube. What's his name? I really like him. Tony. Not Tony's Tractor Adventure. I love Tony. I love Tony from Tony's Tractor Adventure. But there's another Tony who doesn't ever show his face. And his channel is called... It's called This Old Tony. This, O-L-D. This Old Tony. And he's got a great sense of humor. He's a machinist, fabricator. Makes exceptional quality. Uses good equipment. And has a great sense of humor. Never, ever shows his face. Some channels are like that. So you just see his hands working. And I guess that works for some people. Seems like it's a lot harder to not show your face to me. But he has his private life. But my point is, this guy, Tony, this old Tony, I swear it's always a surprise when he puts out a video. It could be months and months before he puts out a video. When he does, the algorithm shows it to me. And I watch it. And it's entertaining, and it's funny, and it's informative. And I like the guy. But I don't know who he is. I don't even know if his name is really Tony. Might not. It might all be a disguise. So, check out This Old Tony and tell him I sent you. But he won't care. He doesn't know who I am. But my point is, there's somebody who breaks all the rules of YouTube when they tell you, post consistently, post often, post at the same time, every time. All that. He doesn't do that. And he's got like 1 million subscribers. And his videos get like millions of views. So there, Okay. Didn't mean to make this about shop talk. We can go back to the channel. Chris is asking how the mailbox repair is holding up. It's most excellent. Although, Chris, now that you mention it, I saw the snowplow go by late this afternoon. They didn't get to our road until late this afternoon, which is fine. Didn't bother me at all because I didn't leave the property. But I saw the snowplow go by late this afternoon, and by then the snow was pretty heavy. I didn't check the mailbox after the snowplow went by. So it's been good, but I could be in for a surprise when I go out next time. I'll check on that. Thanks for mentioning that, Chris. Thanks for that. And thank you, Chris, for sharing the YouTube link to This Old Tony. So enjoy. If you like machining and fabricating and humor, you'll like This Old Tony. Like he needs another subscriber or viewer, right? But yeah. So I do like talking YouTube shop. And again, I know that a lot of you may not be into that. So I apologize for that. And I'd like to maybe sometime, maybe that would be a neat way to set up a separate live stream. YouTube has a membership program that I've never started because I'm not about, well, I am about making money because we have to survive. But I'm not all about making money. You know, I have to earn an income. But I don't like pushing things unless it's for real. Anyway, they have this membership program on YouTube, and the idea of that is you give members special access to things. So a member might get early access to a video. Like this video I'm talking about putting out tomorrow morning. Maybe if you were a member, I would put it out tomorrow morning just for members. And then the rest of you schmucks wouldn't see it until Thursday or Friday. So that's the kind of thing that they would do. But I feel like I don't do that consistently enough to offer that to a member, you know, to somebody who's going to pay a couple dollars a month. I feel like that's not really fair. So again, with memberships, you can have member-only live streams. You can have member-only content. So like I could show you what's on the floor back here that you've never seen. But if you were a member, I could make a video and show you. I could show you what that is over there. And now you're curious. What's over there? Well, you don't know because you're not a member. But that's what my point. Memberships. I wonder, like, it'd be neat to have like a group of people who are interested in YouTube Shop Talk, and we could do that like in a membership. Not that I'm trying to get your money or anything, but I'm just saying like a way to offer something to folks who want that, instead of bringing everybody else on who doesn't really want to talk about that. And I get that and I respect that, because you want to talk about tractors and you want to talk about snow and auctions and stuff like that. Hey, we're going to switch gears here for a second. We're going to do this sticker giveaway shortly because we're going to wrap up soon. But any questions about the auction? I have questions for you about the auction. Are these farm machinery auctions, or just auctions in general? First of all, is that a regional thing? Are there auctions like that? If you watch the video, the way it's done, the style, you know, the auctioneer has that auctioneer sound. Is that universal? Like if you watch that video, and if, let's say you're from California, the other side of the country, or our friend from Colorado, is that how auctions are done everywhere? Is that similar, or are they regionally different? How about our Canadian friends in Canada? Do you have auctions like that up there, or do you run your auctions differently? I had one person comment that they were from the South, and they said that they were too slow talking, and that they wouldn't be able to handle the auction because it's too fast. But all right, James, take care, man. Thanks for being here. So I'm just curious if they're similar. I went to an auction one time, a couple times, and I guess like some of these art auctions, they're much slower, but it's the same principle, which I like. You know, they'll be like $10,000 for this trombone. 10,000. Thank you. 12,000. Anyone for 12,000? 12,000. Thank you. Like that's my kind of auction where you have a little bit of time instead of being like 10,000, 10,500, 11,000. But I like an auction like that. And I went to a land auction once, and it was done that same way. It was just for a parcel of land. It was like $20,000, 22,000, 25. You know, it's the same principle, and I liked it. I liked it. But the fast-paced auction, you get caught up in it, and you realize I better make a decision now, or I'm going to lose out. So, thank you, David from Canada. We have livestock auction, animal auctions, farm machineries, various too. So same style. That's good to know. I bet there's a documentary about auctions because it'd be interesting to know. I guess they started like with the Old West. Hey, trombones could be worth 10,000. This is a very special trombone. We use this when we have conversations and somebody is a Debbie Downer. So this could be worth $10,000. Oh yeah, good point, Chris, about the Barrett, Jackson, Mecum, and other car auctions. They're run the same way, and they're what, Florida, Arizona. I do love watching those auctions. So yeah, Ted Everett's Farm Equipment Auction House in West Central Indiana. Okay, that's a good one to look up. And Danny from Indiana, a couple big auction houses near you. Yeah, I like them. And every time I go to an auction, I think that I want to do it more, and then I don't. I mean, we have an auction every other Friday. It's in a little auction house every other Friday, 2 miles from here. 2 miles. I could ride my bike to this auction. And they've been doing it now they've been there 3-4 years probably, and I've been there once. And, it's just a fun thing to do on a Friday night. And you never know what you'll find. So, like I said, every time I go, I think, I'm going to do this more often. And then I don't. It's like going to the movies. We don't go to the movies much at all. But when we do, I always walk away saying, I want to go to the movies more often. And then 2 years goes by. Speaking of, here it comes. Margaret, you know about this. I'm going to see the new Elvis Epic documentary. Epic stands for Elvis Presley in Concert. It's produced by Baz Luhrmann, who did the Elvis movie. But this is actual footage of Elvis that they found when they were making that movie. It's footage from his Vegas days, and they found this never before seen footage. They put it together in a story type. It's a concert, but it's also Elvis telling the story in his own words. I'm going to see it in IMAX. I don't know if I've ever seen an IMAX movie. How sad is that for this 50-some-year-old guy? I don't think I've ever been to an IMAX theater. Everything I read, though, said you got to see this in IMAX, and it's only in IMAX for 10 days. In fact, Thursday is the last day locally here. Locally meaning 45 minutes away. Is the last day it's in IMAX. Then it goes into the regular theater, which is probably great too. But we're going to go see this thing this week in IMAX, and I'm excited. And the soundtrack came out just, I think, yesterday. So I've got it's on Spotify. Whether you use Spotify or Apple Music or anything else, it should be available. So it's Epic, EPIC, the Epic soundtrack from Elvis. And I watched an interview with Baz Luhrmann today, and he said, know that there's no AI in this movie. He said, everything you see is real. There's no AI. There's no animation. They did clean up the footage, so looks different. Anyway, I'm excited to see it. So it'll be like going to see. I'm assuming it'll be like going to see Elvis in concert, which I never got to do because I was 9 years old when he died, and I didn't like him then. Not that I didn't like him. I didn't think anything of him. 1977 Elvis. He was just fat Elvis, and everybody thought, well, he's just strung out on drugs, and I didn't respect who he was at that time because I was 9 years old. What did I know? Anyway, point is, the movies are a fun thing to do. They're not cheap. I mean, this is like $15, which is not too much. $17, something like that. That's not bad, really. But I love going to the movies. It's a different feel when you go to the theater because it's bigger, it sounds better, and it's just fun. So, and yeah, it's always hard. It's always hard to know what to go see. There's never anything I really want to see. I think there have only been in my life, in my whole life, there have only been a handful of movies that I said, I want to go see that. Like, there just hasn't been much. And I'll tell you what they were. I'll tell you what they were. Won't tell you what they all were, but I did want to see the Titanic. Remember that in the 90s? The Titanic, everybody was talking about the Titanic, and I thought, I want to see it. And then I really expected it to be bad because it was hyped up so much. And I hate that when things get hyped up to the point where you're expecting it to be amazing because everybody says it's so amazing, and then you watch and it's like, yeah, I mean, it was good, but amazing? Like, anyway, that's why I try not to hype things up. Like when I see this film, I'm going to tell you. If it's great, I'm going to tell you, you got to go see this. But I can't say you're going to love it because you might not. It might not be your thing. I usually try and tell people, oh, it's good. You might want to check it out. Let them make their decision with that. Titanic, I wanted to see it. I was not expecting anything of it. I loved it. It was such a good movie. And maybe I was in a low cycle in my life, but I cried in that movie. I did. like I was thinking, oh my gosh, my eyes are red and the lights are coming on, and I don't want people to see me, like that. So anyway, yeah, so I wanted to see that. The other movie, Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall just died, and one of my all-time favorite actors, mostly because of Lonesome Dove, but I really loved Robert Duvall. And when he made The Apostle, I said to Ann, because that was during our time of when we were married. So I said to Ann, because it was like the early 90s, mid 90s, I said, I want to go see The Apostle. So we went to the movies and saw The Apostle in the theaters, and I really liked it a lot. So a few years ago, on the 40th anniversary of Smokey and the Bandit, I got to go to the movies and see that in the theater, which was fun because I never saw it when it came out in the theaters. That was fun to go back and see that on the big screen on its 40th. It won't be long; it'll be the 50th, and they'll put that. What did I say? Smokey and the Bandit was the movie. But really, I can't think of too much else that I wanted to go see in the theater. But yeah. Hey, I wanted to say hi to Dave. Dave, the show in Louisville was great. I hope you caught the video about that. Not much on the video. It's just me kind of walking around. There's too much to really talk about when you're there. Some of the guys on YouTube did a great job where they picked out a specific thing to talk about, several specific things, and they made content on that specific thing instead of the overall thing, which is what I did. And then I did make one video on the newly released New Holland 35C and 40C compact tractor. I made that video specifically because I had coordinated with New Holland a week ahead of time to do the interview at a certain time, and we talked about that. But there are so many different things to see. I just did like a generic overview of the show. Good time. I almost didn't want to record anything because I was there just to talk to people, fellow content creators, viewers. That's really the best part of going there, is talking to people. So I almost didn't want to record anything, just to exist and have a good time. So yeah. Oh, Buddy wants to see a movie at the Vegas Sphere. Yeah. I got a couple of friends who went to that, and it's pretty neat. I can't imagine what it's like to see a movie in it, but that sounds really cool. Okay, so let's press on here, and it's time. We have a lot of new viewers on tonight. I could tell because the numbers are up. So thanks for being here. The way this works, if you've not been here before, this is the sticker giveaway. And you're going to win these stickers. You are. I'm talking to you. You're going to win these stickers. And I'm going to put a word or a phrase on the screen, and whether you're watching from YouTube or Facebook during the live only, not the replay, you're going to type this word or phrase in the live chat, and then when this music runs out, we're going to draw the winner. And then you'll send me your mailing address, and I'll mail these to you. These very stickers with my fingerprints on them, or 2 that look just like them. So, in the live chat on Facebook or Facebook or YouTube, not Instagram, type in the word #sold, just like the auction. I didn't bring any water up here. Good thing we're almost done. #sold in the live chat to win the stickers. Just like the rural world did it. By the way, you can do uppercase or lowercase or a combination of uppercase and lowercase, but you can't have any spaces, and you have to use the hashtag. That's the way that works. See that? #sold. That's how it works. So, enter that in here. You can see the number of entries pouring in right now. And then soon you'll see my little mouse start to hover over the draw button. Like that, see? I'll be teasing you with the draw button. Because as soon as this song wraps up, I'm hitting it. I'm doing it. You got about 30 seconds left. Okay. There you go. Hunter did it in all uppercase. That's good. Eddie did it in lowercase. That works too. I'm going to hit this before the song ends, actually. But very shortly. Ready? Here we go. Walter Curry. The rest of that word, Walter. Anyway, congratulations, Walter. You're the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway. All right, Walter. Here's the deal. Walter. I need you to send me an email at this email address, contactmcgtv@gmail.com. And, Walter, if that's your name, if it's not your name, Walter, then I need you to provide your name and your mailing address, and then I will put those stickers, or 2 just like them, into an envelope. I will write your address on the envelope, and the stickers will arrive in your mailbox. Magically. That's how it works. That's how the U.S. postal system works. It doesn't even matter if you're not in the U.S., because I have worldwide stamps. I could send these stickers anywhere with one of these special world postage stamps. Amazing. Anyway, congratulations, Walter. If that's your name. Well, listen, this was fun tonight. I appreciate you being here. I have a guest who's going to come on. I don't know about next week, but we're going to talk about a product, and it was brought to my attention by one of the viewers. And it's like a big bucket. I don't know the name of it. I could look it up, but it's like a big bucket for your tractor. It attaches to your skid steer, quick attach, and you can use it for mulch or leaves or things like that. So it's kind of like a big dumpster that goes in front of the tractor. But we want to get a sense from people about whether this is an interesting thing, because he's a fabricator. He's making them by himself, and he wants some feedback from people. So we're going to bring him on here, show the product, and get your feedback. So looking forward to that. Anyway, listen. Thank you for reaching out. For those of you who were concerned about the storm, we did just fine. Thank you for, again, watching the videos, commenting on the videos, following the channel, for your kind words and your friendship. It means the world to me. And I want to send out truly heartfelt wishes for those who are dealing with health issues right now. I know we have a friend who just had surgery. I know we've got a friend on here who's dealing with cancer and treatments. And I thank you for sharing those personal moments with us. And we as a community support you, really. So thank you again. Have a great week. Thanks for watching. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.